Hey, what's up guys? It's Aaron from Team Psyqualia again. I've got another deck profile to show you, which you may have seen briefly in some games that were recently uploaded on the channel, where Dale was facing my friend EJ. And it's a clan that I first actually played in the game when I first started, and that was Nova Grappler. Since then, over the generations of like the anime, they've got better and better and better. And as of season 3, they actually got pretty strong and are actually a force to be reckoned with now, considering they're a lot more stable and a lot more consistent. And the build that I'm going to be showing you is a Beast Deity build with FX Buster Extreme. I'll explain the reason why it's just FX Buster Extreme later at the end when I get to grade 3s. So yeah, let's kick things off. And starter choice is Beast Deity Right Horn. This guy is just basically a free stand. So once you activate the grade 3's ability, you can stand whatever in front of it and then he stands. So it's a pretty good starter. Next up with the triggers, I play 7, so that's 3 of Death Sting, or Stinger rather, and 3 Minimum Riser, purely because he looks like a mini Optimus Prime. Now the reason why I've decided to go 7 crits is because of the FX Buster Extreme's ability to stand. You don't actually need to run stands anymore, so you can focus more on crits. And in the past, with testing updated builds of Nova Grappler, they kind of struggle with draw if you don't run any like Kirara kind of type cards in there. So I've decided to add in probably like 5 draw triggers, which we're about to see. So this allows me to sort of overpower the opponent whilst keeping a fairly consistent hand size. I run 4 Vampirus, which used to be Bamporus, don't know why they changed it, and 1 3 minutes, purely because I don't like the gong, don't like its artwork, and I don't like the blow one either. 4 Vampirus, you literally run 4 of each Beast Deity trigger because of the special counterblast that 2 certain cards coming up in this deck profile need to be able to counterblast. Yeah, so that's the draw triggers, so that's 5. Next up is 4 Rescue Bunny, pretty standard in any deck really, just 4 heals, except she's a sub-clan specific. Next up are the grade 1s, and I'm running 4 Solar Falcon. Recently, an interesting fact, I believe, what happened at the Scottish Trios event, I believe, 2 of them like running Nouvelle, and we all know what Nouvelle does. I mean, like I said in the previous deck profile, I lost a game purely because I did get a 6 damage draw trigger online, but Nouvelle negated it. So if I'd had more like perfect guards in the deck, I'd have been able to last the game and be able to probably win next turn. So this has now become standard for me, even though I don't like it, as some of you may know. Next up is 4 Desert Gator. He's the sub-clan specific 10k attacker for grade 1. If you've got a Vanguard with Beast Deity in its name, and when he attacks, he gets plus 3000 to the end of that battle. So even if you're running low on grade 2 attackers, he's fairly good, especially even if you're forced to put him in front of like Right Horn. At least it's the 15k column, and if you do get a trigger, it's still fairly decent. It's still a fairly decent column. Next up is the first of the special counterblasts cards. Run 4 Beast Deity Max Beat. I actually do quite like the art on this guy. Looks pretty cool. The effect is, if I can hold it up, is counterblast 1 card with Beast Deity in its card name, hence the reason why you max out on as many Beast Deity cards as possible. During your battle phase, when he becomes stand, you counterblast 1, pay the cost of 1 Beast Deity counterblast, And if you do, choose one Nova Grappler and stand it. So it's mainly to stand the one that's in front of it. He's pretty useful, especially it turns a minimum of 31 cards into stand triggers, thanks to FX Buster Extreme. But obviously it's going to be less because you do call some. But it's still a pretty high rate that you're going to be able to get his effect off. And for only one counterblast, I'd say that's pretty cheap for an effect that's that good. And last but not least, card from set 9. And it's Beast 80 Blank Marsh. In case any one of you aren't familiar with his effect, you counterblast 1 and put him into Soul as his cost, and when an attack hits a Vanguard during a battle that's unit boosted a Nova Grappler, you pay the cost, and if you do, choose one of your rearguards with Beast Deity in its name. So this could be another way to stand what's in front of Beast Deity Right Horn, especially if this is boosting the Vanguard, because it's pretty much a sure hit, so you're going to be able to get this effect off. You can also stand stuff like Max Beat. Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's sort of like it's a backup 7k, and it still hits for certain columns. Next up, should be a fairly easy staple, if I can separate the cards, is the Grade 2 sub-clan attacker, Beast 80 Hatred Chaos, introduced in set 10. I actually do quite like the art on this card and the foil. When he attacks, if you have a Vanguard of Beast 80 in its name, it gains 3k till the end of the battle, so it becomes 12k if you've got a Beast 80 Vanguard. So he's kind of like the one that I like to keep putting in front of Right Horn or maybe Max Beat. Other than that, this next card will do just as fine, and that is Free Dambleo. He's the 10k Grade 2 vanilla of the sub-clan. Obviously this guy you have to use this guy over King of Swords because it doesn't, although it still works, nothing wrong with it. It's just that obviously you want to max out on Beast 80 cards for like Max Beat and this next card that's going to come up. And that next card is Beast 80 Brainy Papio. I actually quite like this card, the art, and I kind of feel it's okay. It's suited for its double rail. Similar to Max Beat, instead his try and find effect. It's when this unit attack hits a Vanguard. If you have a Nova Grappler Vanguard, you pay the cost of counterblasting one Beast Deity card in your damage, and if you do, choose one of your other Nova Grappler cards and stand. Now, if this is being boosted by Max Beat can then activate its effect and stand Brainy Papio again. Or when Brainy Papio attacks and it hits, then you can probably stand what's in front of Right Horn, and then Right Horn stands. So for one counterblast you've stood 2 other units. So that's pretty good. And last but not least for the Grade 2s, another card that was introduced in set 9, and that is Beast 80 Golden Anglet. Now I don't run for Papio because it's reliant on hitting, and to be fair, with the ability to stand units from FX Buster Extreme, this kind of helps as well. So it becomes like another pseudo 12k attacker. So it's like I run 6 of them. So his effect is, if you're not familiar, is during the battle phase, when he becomes stand, he gains 3k to the end of the turn. Now this stacks. For every time he stands, he gets another 3k. So if you stand him like 2, maybe 3 more times, he gains another like 3k per one. So it'll end up being like 18, I believe. No, what am I about? Yeah, 18 if you get like stands up 3 times. So that's pretty good. And next up are the Grade 3s. Now it's still cross ride, and what's special is that it's a cross break ride. And I run 4, which is pretty standard. Beast Deity FX Buster. His ability is, if you've got 4 or more damage, well, is active if it's 4 or more damage. When a Nova Grappler rides this unit, you choose your Vanguard, and until the end of that turn it gets plus 10,000 and a new auto Vanguard only skill. That when this unit attacks the Vanguard, stand all of your Nova Grappler rearguards in the front row. So you never have Beast Deity Right Horn here, you tend to have it over here somewhere, like either side, never behind. Because obviously I'm not running certain cards like FX Buster Reverse, because quite frankly I think the cost is just too high for it. But he does make better use of Beast Deity FX Buster, but I just don't like the fact of locking 2, discarding 2 and counterblasting 2. I still think it's too high of a cost. And last but not least, the star of the deck. I run 4 Strongest Beast Deity FX Buster Extreme. Now the art on this is just absolutely amazing. I just love the pose, I love the artwork, the foil. His ability is, when this unit drive checks a grade 1 or greater card with Beast Deity in its card name, choose one of your no grapplers and stand it. So you can stand what's in front of like Right Horn and then he stands, or you can stand like Max Beat, Brainy like Papio, so he can attack again, get the effect off. So there's no counterblast to that at all, so it's actually a free cost in a way. So most of your cards you want to max out on as many Beast Deity cards in the deck as possible. Sorry guys for a quick edit, I just had to answer a phone call, work calling in. Yeah, so it's basically a free cost for such a really powerful ability, and obviously like most cross raids, if you've got the previous form in Soul, then he gains plus 2k as long as it's in there, and he's got the Lord skill. Now, as I said, I will explain the reason why I don't run FX Buster Reverse. I think it's too costly. You do have a severely weakened column either side, considering you actually have to lock 2, so you have to lock the Vanguard booster and 1 of the back row rear guards, mainly, because you are going to want to make the most of FX Buster's skill to stand in the front row. Don't get me wrong, FX Buster Reverse is good, considering you can get like 8 attacks in, considering you like that's what was done in the anime, maybe even more with Brainy Papio if he gets boosts. But overall, I feel if you had to ride one of them and you didn't have FX Buster, like cross break ridden, and you had to ride one of them without the break ride, FX Buster Extreme will be better, purely because obviously it still allows the pressure of like 5 maximum attacks in some cases. So considering the ability to stand all the units. But other than that, I still prefer the pressure that Extreme can provide, considering it can still stand all them columns. It's not weakened in any way, it's still a pressure unit. Other than that, I actually really do enjoy playing them. When I was recording the videos that have just been uploaded, I came third in the tournament, purely because of bad tiebreakers. Otherwise I would have come first. Other than that, it was actually really good fun. I beat Link Joker, Chaos Breaker Dragon, which in my opinion should never have happened, but I really did pull through for that. I guarded quite a lot, guarded quite heavy, and I did actually have a hand of like 10 at one point, so I could hold off for a bit until everything was relocked or unlocked rather, so I can attack again. He did draw fair amounts, but he did drive check a couple of grade 3s a few times, which obviously didn't help him in the long run. I really do enjoy Beast Deity. It's brought me back to my first love of Nova Grapplers, playing like back in the day, set 1 with like Surikaiser standing when you drive check a grade 3, which is similar to this in a way. But yeah, no, I'm just so happy to be playing them again, and I should be playing these at trios. It was either that or Dimensional Robo, but I've kind of dropped them now as a possibility to play at trios at the end of the month, which is just under 2 weeks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. If you have any opinions, like I said, about the debate whether it's FX Buster Reverse is better or FX Buster Extreme is better, then obviously comment below. Also subscribe, which I think, if I point right, is over here somewhere. Then yeah, let us know. We want to know your opinions. We want to hear what you say, and comment, like and subscribe, and we'll be uploading more stuff in the future for you, maybe even a few more matches. And also go check out Dell's deck profile of his updated Dragonic Overlord The End, which I've just uploaded as well for you. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Enjoy.